Nikki Saley McCain, a mother of four, a daughter, a sister, vanished without a trace. What started as a simple text message to her family spiraled into a mystery that has left the small community of Redding, California, in shock. This is the story of a woman who seemingly disappeared into thin air. But was it truly a disappearance, or something darker? On May 18, 2024, Nikki sent a text message to her family that would be the last time anyone heard from her. Earlier that night, she had been at a hospital in Redding, California, due to a family emergency involving her brother-in-law. After dropping her mother-in-law off at home, Nikki texted that she was headed back to return the car. Then, silence. She vanished. It seems simple enough, a routine message, nothing out of the ordinary. But what happened next is where the mystery begins. The woman who had sent that seemingly casual text never made it back. The phone calls, the texts, the desperate attempts to reach her, everything fell into a void of uncertainty. Days turned into weeks, and Nikki's family was left searching for answers. Was it an accident? Did something unexpected happen that caused her to vanish? Or was there something more sinister at play? Now authorities believe she was murdered. The Shasta County Sheriff's Office has named several persons of interest, but they are withholding their identities. Nikki's disappearance has become a chilling mystery with a growing list of unanswered questions. Was it the actions of a troubled husband, or is someone else responsible? And where is Nikki now? But here's where it gets complicated. What if it wasn't just a random act? What if Nikki's death is tied to a darker, more tangled web of lies and betrayal? What if the person closest to her, the one she trusted the most, had a much darker role in this than anyone could have imagined? As the investigation into Nikki's disappearance unfolds, we're starting to see a troubling pattern emerge, a dark secret hidden beneath the surface. Nikki's husband, Tyler McCain, is at the center of it all. A man who's facing serious felony abuse charges in connection with an alleged domestic violence case involving Nikki. Could these charges have led to her tragic end? Tyler McCain, the father of her children, had been in and out of legal battles prior to Nikki's disappearance. In December 2023, Tyler was charged with 4 felony counts of domestic abuse stemming from a case where Nikki was the alleged victim. He pleaded not guilty, and the charges were eventually dropped when Nikki could not testify. But the question on everyone's mind is, did that unresolved tension, those allegations of abuse, play a role in what happened to Nikki? Tyler spoke out publicly for the first time at a press conference on March 10th. His words were heavy, filled with what appeared to be sorrow. "We miss you. I don't really know what to say," he said, looking distraught. But was this genuine sorrow, or something else entirely? Was his public plea for help a mask for deeper secrets? Or was it the desperate cry of a man who didn't know where to turn? But the more we dig into Tyler's public statements, the more questions arise. Why has he not been able to provide any substantial information about Nikki's whereabouts? Could he be hiding the truth? Was he truly as innocent as he claimed? Or did he play a role in her disappearance, perhaps even in her death? The case now hangs on the identities of key players in Nikki's final days. Nikki had been surrounded by people who could potentially hold the answers, but the police have not been forthcoming about who these individuals are. Could they know more about Nikki's disappearance than they're letting on? Could the truth be just a step away, but hidden by secrets, fear, or manipulation? Nikki was a beloved mother of 4 children who now face a life without their mother. Her disappearance has rocked her family to its core, and yet, despite a growing investigation and a public plea for answers, the truth remains elusive. What happened to Nikki on that fateful night? Did she fall victim to a random crime, or was she murdered by the one person she should have been able to trust, the person closest to her? Nikki's 4 children, all under the age of 10, are left to grow up without the woman who raised them. They are left asking the same question everyone else is: where is Mom? And why has no one been able to tell them the truth? As the authorities search for Nikki, they are uncovering new and unsettling information. Information that points toward a tangled history, a web of domestic strife, and a series of events that may have led to this tragic outcome. But there are still too many unanswered questions. What role did Tyler McCain play in his wife's disappearance? Is he hiding something? And if so, what is it? Could someone else be involved in this dark mystery? The community's fear grows. The police are working tirelessly to find Nikki and uncover the truth, but with each passing day, the case grows colder. Where is Nikki? What happened that night? And who is hiding the truth from the people who need it most? Stay tuned as we unravel the disturbing details of this case. The answers may be closer than we think, but who is willing to speak up and reveal the truth? It's Redding, California, a quiet community where everyone knows each other, a place where you wave to your neighbors, your kids play outside, and life moves at a comfortable pace. But in May 2024, this peace was shattered when Nikki Saley McCain, a mother of 4, went missing under strange and disturbing circumstances. The investigation into her disappearance has led authorities to believe she was murdered. But what does that really mean for her family, and who could be responsible? The last time anyone heard from Nikki, she had texted her family that she was headed back to her mother-in-law's home to return the car. That simple, mundane message was the last confirmation anyone had that Nikki was alive. But after that, there was silence. No calls, no texts, and no sign of her return. Her family was left with nothing but their fears and unanswered questions. The only thing that was clear was that Nikki had vanished, and something far more sinister was lurking in the shadows. Her husband, Tyler McCain, initially claimed to be in the dark about his wife's whereabouts, saying he didn't know where she had gone or why she hadn't returned. But what followed soon after was a deepening of the mystery, a shift in the investigation that made Nikki's family and the community question, was Tyler telling the truth? Tyler McCain, Nikki's husband, has been at the center of the investigation from the beginning. In December 2023, Tyler was charged with 4 felony counts of domestic abuse in connection with an alleged case involving Nikki. These charges came after Nikki had accused him of violence in their home, a dark cloud that had hung over their marriage for months. The allegations were serious, and it was clear that their relationship had been strained, possibly to a breaking point. Tyler, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges, and in an unexpected twist, the case was dropped in July 2024, when Nikki, the key witness, was unable to testify. Could this have played a role in Nikki's sudden disappearance? The questions surrounding Tyler's involvement only intensified when Nikki's family received the last message from her. She was headed back to her mother-in-law's home to return the car. Was she really on her way to return the car, or had something more disturbing been happening behind closed doors? Tyler's public plea for help only added to the mounting tension. At a press conference on March 10, he spoke for the first time about his wife's disappearance. "We miss you. I don't really know what to say," he said, visibly distraught. But was this a genuine expression of sorrow, or was it something more? The questions started to flood in. Why was Tyler speaking out now? Why had he not offered more information sooner? And most importantly, could Tyler have been involved in his wife's disappearance, or worse, her murder? And then, just as the investigation seemed to be spiraling into a dead end, authorities dropped another shocking clue. The Shasta County Sheriff's Office began seeking the public's help to identify the driver of a red truck who may have picked up a man near Tehama County just a few days after Nikki vanished. Could this be the break the investigation needs? Or is it just another dead end in a case that's already been clouded by secrecy, lies, and emotional turmoil? The search for Nikki had become a hunt for answers, but with each new twist it became harder to separate the truth from the lies. What role did Tyler play in this story? Was he involved in the disappearance, or was there someone else out there pulling the strings in a much larger conspiracy? Beyond the legal drama and public speculation, there's something much darker at play here. Was Nikki's death the result of a toxic relationship that had been spiraling for months? Or was she caught in the crossfire of a larger family dispute? Domestic abuse cases like these are often the tip of the iceberg. Emotions, anger, jealousy, and despair can quickly escalate into violence, especially when the victims are stuck in a cycle of fear, manipulation, and control. The deeper we go into the investigation, the more it seems like this wasn't just a sudden act of violence. It's becoming clear that there were warning signs, signs that Nikki's life had been filled with unspoken fear and anguish. The dynamics between Nikki and Tyler are now under a microscope, and the more authorities dig, the more they uncover about the dark undercurrents in their marriage. Could Nikki's disappearance have been the tragic result of years of abuse, a powder keg that finally exploded, or was this something that went beyond personal animosity, something planned, calculated, and executed with chilling precision? The Shasta County Sheriff's Office has identified persons of interest, but they are withholding their identities for now, keeping the public in the dark about crucial pieces of the puzzle. This secrecy has only fueled speculation. The lack of transparency has left the public to connect their own dots, to form their own theories. Could Tyler be hiding something? Is there a deeper secret within Nikki's family that no one is talking about? What about the people who were closest to Nikki? Could they have known something? Were there signs that no one saw, or were there people in her life who might have known more than they were letting on? And why has Nikki's family, despite all their efforts to bring attention to the case, been kept in the dark as well? Could they be hiding the truth, protecting someone, perhaps Tyler, who's been involved in a far darker conspiracy? One thing is certain: Nikki's life wasn't just taken by a random act of violence. There's a deeper story here, a story of control, abuse, and perhaps a murder that was carefully planned. The truth, however, is elusive. And with every new piece of information that surfaces, the case only grows more tangled. Nikki's family is desperate for answers, but the more they dig, the more the story slips through their fingers. The question on everyone's mind is this: how much longer will they have to wait before the truth comes to light? The investigation continues, but with every new development it becomes clearer that this is far from over. Tyler's involvement is still a major question, but so much more is at stake. There's something much bigger than domestic violence here, something that has yet to be uncovered. Who is Nikki's real killer? What did Tyler McCain know, and when did he know it? Each twist and turn in this case raises the stakes even higher. Could the truth about Nikki's disappearance finally be revealed, or will the secrets that have been carefully buried stay hidden forever? Stay tuned, because the most chilling part of this mystery is yet to come. The investigation into Nikki's disappearance has hit its climax, but still the truth remains elusive. Was Nikki's disappearance just the result of a momentary lapse in judgment, or is there something much more sinister at play here? As we dig deeper into the case, the shocking details behind her disappearance and the family dynamics are finally coming to light. Nikki Saley McCain had vanished without a trace, and yet, the more authorities uncovered, the more it became apparent that this wasn't just a random tragedy. The investigation had shifted gears, and all signs were pointing to something darker. A calculated act, possibly rooted in years of emotional, physical, and psychological abuse. Tyler McCain, Nikki's husband, has been the prime figure in this case, but questions surrounding his involvement have only deepened. From the onset, his story didn't add up. The timeline was vague, his explanations inconsistent, and now, months into the investigation, authorities are starting to connect the dots. His silence, his failure to offer substantial information, has only served to fuel suspicions that perhaps Tyler knows far more than he's letting on. Could the truth be right in front of us, hidden behind a facade of grief and confusion? Let's take a step back and examine the timeline. Nikki texts her family at midnight, telling them she's headed back to return a car to her mother-in-law. She vanishes. No more messages, no more calls. Tyler's story doesn't hold water. How could a mother, a daughter, a sister simply vanish after a normal exchange with her family? Could it be that her disappearance was the culmination of years of pain, frustration, and violence? Authorities began to notice discrepancies. The last phone call Nikki made before her disappearance was to Tyler. A conversation that, from the outside, appeared mundane, nothing alarming or out of place. But knowing what we know now about the mounting tension in their relationship, could that phone call have been the last straw? Could Nikki's disappearance be the result of a larger issue, hidden beneath layers of emotional turmoil and abuse? But the story didn't stop there. As the investigation expanded, another crucial piece of evidence emerged. Authorities were searching for a red truck seen in the area around Tehama County, just days after Nikki vanished. Could this be the breakthrough they had been waiting for? The connection to the red truck seemed like a turning point, a piece of the puzzle that might hold the key to Nikki's fate. The authorities intensified their search, but the key question remained: why is Tyler McCain so silent? Could it be that his silence speaks volumes? Was he trying to cover his tracks? Or was he truly in the dark about his wife's whereabouts? The deeper investigators dug, the more questions arose. Was the red truck tied to someone close to the family? Or could it be a random coincidence? Now, the pieces of the puzzle are slowly coming together. The public remains desperate for answers. Nikki's 4 children are left without their mother, and the community is demanding justice. Could Tyler McCain be the one responsible? His silence and his inability to offer any meaningful answers only deepen the mystery. But the shocking truth may be closer than we think. The more the investigation unfolds, the clearer it becomes this wasn't just a tragic disappearance. It was a tragic murder. And the question is no longer if Tyler McCain was involved, but how much he knew and if he played a role in it. His actions, or lack thereof, point to an unsettling possibility. Could he have been involved in his wife's death from the beginning? The authorities are working around the clock to piece together the last moments of Nikki's life: the red truck, the persons of interest, the domestic abuse charges, the emotional turmoil Nikki must have been going through. Could all these factors have culminated in a tragic end? The tangled web of domestic violence, the secrets that have yet to be revealed, and the powerful desire for control could very well have led to a horrific conclusion. Tyler's inability to give a clear explanation only casts more shadows over his involvement. Could he be hiding something? Is he protecting someone else? Or does he simply have too many questions surrounding his own actions to offer up any solid answers? The conflicting emotions, the lack of transparency, and the mysterious disappearance, all of it points to a case filled with unanswered questions, with Tyler McCain at its heart. But the twists don't stop there. With every new clue, every new piece of evidence uncovered, it seems more likely that Tyler could be charged with his wife's murder. But could someone else have been involved? A new suspect, a new angle, a new revelation. Each layer of the investigation seems to reveal more pieces of a story too complex and too heartbreaking to ignore. Authorities are getting closer, but the truth is still just out of reach. Who exactly is responsible for Nikki's death? Could Tyler be the one who brought an end to his wife's life? Or is there something deeper, darker, lurking in the background? Nikki's case is a tragedy not only because of her death, but because of the lives left behind. Her children, her family, her friends. Her sudden disappearance, followed by the haunting discovery of her probable murder, has shaken the community to its core. But in the search for justice, we are left with one chilling question. What happens when those closest to you, the ones you trust the most, are the ones who betray you? As we dig deeper into the mystery of Nikki Saley McCain, we are reminded of the harsh realities that so many face behind closed doors. Domestic abuse, violence, manipulation, and control. These aren't just isolated incidents. They are part of a larger epidemic, a cycle that many struggle to break free from. But what happens when that cycle leads to something far more horrific? What happens when it culminates in murder? The investigation into Nikki's disappearance may be reaching its conclusion, but the journey to uncover the truth is far from over. Tyler McCain's role in this story is still a mystery, and his fate remains uncertain. As the authorities close in on their final answers, the question remains: will justice be served for Nikki? Or will the truth be buried beneath the weight of family secrets and unresolved anger? Stay with us as we continue to follow this case and uncover the darkest corners of human nature. The answers are waiting. Will they finally be uncovered? Or will the truth be forever lost in the shadows? The investigation into Nikki Saley McCain's disappearance has reached its peak, but the mystery still looms large. For weeks, the trail seemed cold. No clear answers, no solid leads. But now, authorities have pieced together a disturbing picture that sheds light on what happened in those final moments of Nikki's life. Tyler McCain, her husband, has been under increasing scrutiny throughout the investigation. At first, his behavior seemed like that of a man truly distraught over the sudden disappearance of his wife. He appeared at public press conferences, visibly emotional, begging for help. But with each passing day, his statements became harder to believe. The contradictions in his story raised eyebrows, and soon suspicions began to grow. Could it be that the person closest to Nikki, the one who should have protected her the most, was involved in her murder? The authorities have been relentless in their pursuit of answers. They've uncovered startling evidence. The red truck spotted near Tehama County, a critical lead that could hold the key to unlocking the mystery. But even more chilling is the revelation that Nikki's disappearance may have been part of a much darker and more complex story. Domestic violence allegations, the tension between Nikki and Tyler, and the emotional toll of their strained marriage all come into play. Could Nikki have been murdered by the person she trusted most? Her own husband? The idea is both horrifying and heartbreaking. And yet, as the investigation digs deeper into their personal life, it seems more and more likely. The abuse charges from months earlier weren't just a blip. They were part of a growing pattern of dysfunction and violence. It's a tragic reality that too many families know all too well. When the signs of abuse are ignored, they can lead to something far worse. But as the investigation continues, another chilling possibility emerges. What if there's someone else involved? What if the person who picked up that red truck, the mysterious figure seen around Tehama County, holds the key to understanding what really happened? Could there be a larger conspiracy at play? A web of lies and deceit that no one saw coming. Now, the pieces of the puzzle are slowly coming together. The evidence is mounting, and authorities are closing in on their prime suspect. Tyler McCain remains at the center of the investigation, but the final resolution seems near. His refusal to answer critical questions, his silence during the investigation. Could all of this be a sign of guilt? His behavior in the days after Nikki's disappearance only deepens the mystery. Could Tyler McCain be the one responsible for ending his wife's life? Nikki's 4 children are left without their mother, and the community is reeling from the emotional toll of this tragedy. The unanswered questions have haunted everyone involved. Was it Tyler? Was it someone else? Or is there a deeper layer to this case, a story hidden beneath the surface that no one can fully understand yet? Authorities have worked tirelessly to piece together Nikki's last moments. The red truck, the persons of interest, the history of abuse. Every clue adds weight to the theory that Tyler McCain may have played a pivotal role in Nikki's murder. But could the full truth be even darker? What are the secrets that Tyler and others might be hiding? It's a painful reality for everyone involved, and it leaves us all wondering. How could this happen to someone so loved by her family, to a mother who had so much more to live for? It's a tragedy that has no easy answers, but the search for justice for Nikki and her children is just beginning. The investigation into Nikki Saley McCain's disappearance has reached its peak, but the mystery still looms large. For weeks, the trail seemed cold, no clear answers, no solid leads. But now, authorities have pieced together a disturbing picture that sheds light on what happened in those final moments of Nikki's life. Tyler McCain, her husband, has been under increasing scrutiny throughout the investigation. At first, his behavior seemed like that of a man truly distraught over the sudden disappearance of his wife. He appeared at public press conferences, visibly emotional, begging for help. But with each passing day, his statements became harder to believe. The contradictions in his story raised eyebrows, and soon suspicions began to grow. Could it be that the person closest to Nikki, the one who should have protected her the most, was involved in her murder? The authorities have been relentless in their pursuit of answers. They've uncovered startling evidence. The red truck spotted near Tehama County, a critical lead that could hold the key to unlocking the mystery. But even more chilling is the revelation that Nikki's disappearance may have been part of a much darker and more complex story. Domestic violence allegations, the tension between Nikki and Tyler, and the emotional toll of their strained marriage all come into play. Could Nikki have been murdered by the person she trusted most? Her own husband? The idea is both horrifying and heartbreaking, and yet, as the investigation digs deeper into their personal life, it seems more and more likely. The abuse charges from months earlier weren't just a blip, they were part of a growing pattern of dysfunction and violence. It's a tragic reality that too many families know all too well. When the signs of abuse are ignored, they can lead to something far worse. But as the investigation continues, another chilling possibility emerges. What if there's someone else involved? What if the person who picked up that red truck, the mysterious figure seen around Tacoma County, holds the key to understanding what really happened? Could there be a larger conspiracy at play? A web of lies and deceit that no one saw coming? Now the pieces of the puzzle are slowly coming together. The evidence is mounting and authorities are closing in on their prime suspect. Tyler McCain remains at the center of the investigation, but the final resolution seems near. His refusal to answer critical questions, his silence during the investigation, could all of this be a sign of guilt? His behavior in the days after Nikki's disappearance only deepens the mystery. Could Tyler McCain be the one responsible for ending his wife's life? Nikki's 4 children are left without their mother, and the community is reeling from the emotional toll of this tragedy. The unanswered questions have haunted everyone involved. Was it Tyler? Was it someone else? Or is there a deeper layer to this case, a story hidden beneath the surface that no one can fully understand yet? Authorities have worked tirelessly to piece together Nikki's last moments. The red truck, the persons of interest, the history of abuse, every clue adds weight to the theory that Tyler McCain may have played a pivotal role in Nikki's murder. But could the full truth be even darker? What are the secrets that Tyler and others might be hiding? It's a painful reality for everyone involved, and it leaves us all wondering, how could this happen to someone so loved by her family, to a mother who had so much more to live for? It's a tragedy that has no easy answers. But the search for justice for Nikki and her children is just beginning. Can we fix the system that has allowed these crimes to escalate, or will we be forever haunted by these horrific moments of violence? If you found this case chilling and want to stay informed as we continue to unravel the darkest corners of human nature, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Leave a comment with your thoughts on this story. Do you think there's more to these crimes than just a city's struggle, or is this the inevitable outcome of a society on the brink?